So many people may have doubts on whether to choose between one game and another. So then others can also influence their opinions. Well, by simple methods, of course. Then people talk about different games that vary, and some people talk about specific games that include RPGs or sports or many more, because Roblox, has endless opportunities and endless, what do you say, games with different experiences, or as they say. And over time, it has been a game that, to everyone's understanding, would be more of uh, an open platform with more and more experiences of different jobs, different communities, and many more things. But for my use of experience and the opinions of my friends, I have found two games that I have found to be overrated and underrated. So let's see what you think about it. Now, if you have any other games that I should compare between, try saying them down in the comments, because I have no other idea. So, even though I have played Roblox for over 5 years, started off from jailbreak, and found many other games, I seriously have a odd connection with one, which out of all, even though there were billions other, captured my mind. So the first two games are Blocks Fruits and Touch Football. So Blocks Fruits was a game was not so old. It was invented quite recently, if you ask me. And the game itself is more of an anime One Piece based adventure with many characters and many different powers to choose from. Now, people might argue with my choices, but I think for because of other opinions and because of some people's interests, Bloxfruit has tended to be more of a popular game among uh, around children around the age of 13 to 16 and adults at the age of 18. But otherwise, I feel like it's more of an overrated game, because I mean, it's a good game and all. Like, I have no reason to argue, but I just feel like, even out of the billion games that are there on Roblox, why choose this simple RPG anime-based game? So another game that I fell in love with, and a more less known game, is Touch Football, which recently I found really nice. But when my friends and people I know literally talk about them, they don't have a positive opinion and say I'm playing some kids game and stuff. Now, I sometimes feel like they might be right, because it's not a popular game. They won't know much about it. But never judge something before you get to know it. Still, they haven't experienced it, and they don't want to change their mind from their favorite game, Blocks Roots. And plus, I just feel like, from my opinion, from my views, Blocks Root seems to be a more overrated game, and Touch Football, created by Emil Ping, seems to be a bit underrated. So in this video, I'm going to talk about and I'm going to differentiate between the nice and the pros and cons of each game. So let's get into it. Now, to just interrupt this video for a few 10 seconds, I have 6 Robux, so if you like, share this video and subscribe. And if you comment and spam your username 3 times, I will give you all the 6 Robux. Okay, so let's get it. This was touch football made by ML Ping 2012. There's a new game, so this one has been abandoned. So this is kind of active only late. So this was created by ML Ping 2012 all the way back in 2020. And this has not been much of a known game. But to all of the people who know it, then challenge me to a 1v1. This is a new touch football, and today we will be comparing this and is overrated blocks fruits. So this was the new touch football created in 2024, not so long ago. So let's get into it. Now, as I said, I play this game a lot. So, this is not so, what do you say, not so random to me. And I'm already in gold, I'm already past the 10th rank, and I'm in rank 58 right now. So, you'll be transported to another private server where a whole match is going on. And as you can see, these are the controls. You'll be thinking, nah, what's so fun just touching a ball and shooting it all the way around? First of all, let me just get you cleared on the specs. So there are many scoreboards over here showing many things. So right now we are playing a league. So there are many teams. Then there's Group A, Group B, and table points. There's top scorers. There's a top assist with many people. There's top saves as goalkeeper, and people who are most likely to be best player awarded, as in the Ballon d'Or of touch football. And as you can see on the bottom, it shows the scoreboard and many other things. The audience kind of look dumb, but they actually look nice, and they have some good animation when we score. Now, the pitch itself is long and has many screens on the side. It's made of the ground mat, and there are 2 big goalposts on each end and a sitting bench on the side. When the game is over, it shows everything: ball possession, MVP shots and shots on goal, and the winner. Over here, it shows the owner commands if you're owning a private server. It shows your rewards, and it shows how the ball moves. So you have to hit it on the right side if you want to move. This is where you randomly get spawned into the game, or you can press join the game when you start. So basically in this game, you run for the ball. You try to touch the ball way before everyone else does, and you try to clear the ball away as just like you play in football, and you even try to shoot at times. Some of these people might be bad and some of them might be good, but you can't just compare everyone just on the basis of looks and the basis of their gameplay. So as you can see, I'm not that good. Okay, maybe I'm almost done with this rank, but there are many other ranks. There's silver, gold, pro, and elite. So elite, you have to be 80. For pro, you have to be 60, and for gold, you have to be over 10. And as you can see, these gameplays are really crazy because it's kind of confusing where you have to get the ball to yourself and shoot, because the system decides whether you touch the ball first or that the other opponent touches the ball first. Now, no one ever knows the systems of these games, but you have to hit the ball with a specific side to actually get the ball to move to that side. So if you hit it toward your left hand or toward your right hand, it will go to only those sides, and it may spin. You can control extreme spin, and you can even control straight shots, but sometimes these things are very hard to get past. And over others, I feel like this game has a lot more than just what it seems. So as you can see, you can even pass the ball to each other and hold a proper game unless your teammates or the other opponent's team blocks it. Now you got to be careful about making the decisions, because the ball goes really haywire and many things can go wrong. So you gotta always have track on the ball, and you gotta have to be the first one to get to it. So basically, it's just a football game, but instead of passing, skilling, and specific buttons for all that, you only get to kick the ball the second you touch it. Now, when you roll to the ball like this, it'll go slow. If you go like this, it'll go medium and like not that fast. But when you go directly to it, it shoots. So it's basically touch football. You only touch the ball and it moves, and you gotta score goals according to it. So as you can see on the scoreboard, instead of showing names and no identified information, in this it shows wins, goals, and the number of Ballon d'Ors or PPAs you won. Sometimes even own goals can be shown without the name, and you got to be careful about taking your moves. So I think this is a challenging game, and no one should just say it's a child's game because it doesn't have any fighting or any cool animations or anything that someone else expects. Now, as you can see, I might be playing bad right now. That's only because I have to talk about all this. And as you can see, some ranks may not be what it seems. It might be slightly harder and configured from what we've experienced before. So you always got to be up for the challenge, and you got to control the ball according to your body. You see, you cannot lose the ball. Now, whenever the ball goes, you can go and run for it or anything else. And because of this, I feel like it was so challenging, and it was really fun to get over it. And over time, I've learned to play like the higher ranks. So once you reach pro level, apparently, this is just detailed information I'm giving you. Once you reach the pro level, you can actually get a more, what do you say, you actually get to join a clan or a club of specific players. You have to be, to make a clan though, you have to be a specific, what do you say, a friend to the owner of the game, ML Ping. You have to be a friend. That means you will automatically get admin. Now, when you get admin, you have to create a clan by yourself. Now, creating a clan isn't easy. You gotta find some good players, and most clans tend to be above 60. And after 60, there's elite. So, some people play elite, and they even have a clan. So, elite players usually tend to have a subtitle on their cards saying the clan's name. So as you can see, these are what the cards look like, but with different colors though. They can have different signs, different colors, different names, but they all will look the same. Plus, when you go to the starting, before going into the rank portal, you get to actually go into what do you say, normal, you get to go into a store button, and you get to buy, if you'll get some, obviously, like the rewards, you'll get money from doing specific things. From that, you get to buy things like accessories, boot colors, and gloves, like I did. I got some hair and I got some shoes. Just like that, you get to buy specific items from the store with the money you've earned over time. Then there's many other things you can do, such as transferring players, transferring owners, making clans, playing with clans, and there are many other skills and shots that you can do. You can even get celebrations that you get right after scoring. So that's it for this. Now let's move on to Blox Fruits. This is Blox Fruits, and people literally love this game. Well, I found it to be overrated because I got tired of the game in like 10 seconds. So this is kind of like a game where you get a specific fruit or a specific power and you play it, and you rank up and you get more and more powers and you defeat masters and you kind of finish the game. Except it's just continuously updating and it will not finish. Now, there has been 32 billion visits to this place, which is crazy because people just love this game and people want to finish it. So, and 93% of the 77.4 million votes have been saying yes to this game. Now, the current fruits or the powers are rocket, spin, chop, spring, bomb, and some random names. Now, all of these are kind of really powerful, and you can actually get different powers and unlock different masteries over time. So, you know, it's like a RPG fighting game. You can either fight against others or against yourself. So once you get these things, you should either use them or store them. So this was created all the way back in 2019 and by Gamer Robot Incorporate. Now, so let's get into it. I honestly tried playing this once, but then I realized it's kind of an overrated game because there's actually nothing to do, because you have to keep playing until you reach level 50, which takes a really long time. And only after that will you get an actual power to actually do everything. So you get to actually, when you join the game, you get to choose between pirates and marines. You get high player bounty in marines, and you get your own pirate crew. And you get in marines, you get to team up with pirates and faster, cheaper ships, and you get to claim bounties. So let's get into it. I'll show you. Better choosing pirates because when you complete something, you get more energy. So, you can choose whether to have a lock on the bottom right corner, and there's even double jumping allowed in here, but only one double jump. Then you can, if you remove the leaderboards, and speaking of the leaderboards, just like ML Pink's Touch Football, in this the leaderboard has a specific, bounty or money you receive from killing people on displayed on it. Now, in this you get different maps and islands where there'll be leveled up people. Now, specifically if you go to this bridge area, you actually have to start off in a far off island with only really easy people. Now, after that, you have to get onto a different type of enemy with more power over time. Some people want to battle you, but you see, there's a person over here who just wants to fight me. For that, you have to off your MVP. Now, see, some people try to kill you and fight you, but you should not make that much of a big deal. First, let's get to that center point. So in every game there's something like this where people will give quests. You have to go accept it and you'll get bounty or win money or treasure money after you finish each one. So if you close this leaderboard, you get dash and you get to walk instead of running, which is default. When you click, you get to choose a quest. So there's monkeys, which is level 10, gorillas level 20, and gorilla king level 100. So I choose Gorilla King usually, and it gives you a lot of XP which you use to level up. And now let's see how well it goes. So like I was saying, you need to have a specific amount of level to get past these, and they're really not that easy. So you gotta have ultimate skill, and you gotta have to use your combat, and once fully equipped to fight, it looks kind of like this. While in the air you can fly or dash, which is like this. So once you have a fruit, you can apparently not swim, but you can unless you don't have. There are two types of rays to start with. One is shark and one is human. So the Gorilla King is supposed to be spawning right there. He's right there. Now let me just show you a really quiet moment of me fighting him. Now don't get close to him when he's doing this, because he's gonna really punch you. As you can see, try to evolve and only use these powers once he finishes using that ground smash thing or whatever he does. You have to keep running away from him because he does this in surprise. He may catch you with this, but you gotta use your powers really carefully. And you see, he's gonna get you away with this, and he's gonna lose very damage from you. You gotta use all of your powers when near him, and you gotta elude him every time. See what he does whenever you come close? Now you gotta use ground smash. Just like that, you gotta unlock these masteries. And if you're on keyboard, you can use Z or X to use either of them. Quick tackle is kind of the best because you can elude them. Now, after completing each enemy, you'll get a bit of XP, and so you can get more leveled up with the bottom level 43 and whatever is shown there. Now the bounty can be shown from the bottom left corner. It'll show in green, but though you will have some trouble in energy, because whenever you do a power, you lose some energy. So right now my health is going because he uses that ground smash or whatever curse thing he uses. But you gotta keep away from this guy, because he's kind of dangerous. And by the end of his health, he's gonna start using his powers really carefully. He's gonna know how to use them. Now you gotta elude him and give him one last great finish. Now you see, he's using that thing again. Let me just give him 2 punches, and there he is done. Now all of this I got just from finishing all this. So as you can see, now there are many other people, and like that you can level up like I just did. And once you reach 50, you'll get a fruit, and you'll have more fun. I quit this game pretty quickly because it felt really boring. So now let's compare the pros and cons while talking about it. Okay. So as you can see, I have tended to compare the differences between these two games. So first, the pros of ML Ping's touch football is that you can actually play a more fun game, and it's more into football. So let's just, I really don't have to say the detailed experiences. So let's start off with the basics. So touch football is a football game, and Bloxfoot is an anime-based RPG game. Now, touch football basically has a fun, friendly games of football, and tended for people with more of a sports enthusiastic life. What do you say? Yeah. Now, like I was saying, touch football has more of a fun and friendly approach, and it's more of a game with many experiences of different types of shots, and it has many other things to do. But Blocks Root, according to me, is also good, and it's more of a game that tends to have a more blocksy and not friendly, but a more, how do I explain this? But more of a fighting approach with others and leveling up as you go, just like an open world game, like almost like Zelda or anything else. Then when you're trying many other games, you can also what do you say? It's a more of a friendly game, and both of them can be considered as fighting. And no, wait, why fighting? Both of them can be considered as nice games, and but I feel like they both should be given equal consideration. So just because of that, Blocks Root seems to be more of an overrated game out of my approach, and because you have to have more fun, like you basically do just fighting, and this takes a long time. So rather than spending all your time just doing the same thing over and over again, maybe you could try teamwork, maybe you could try shooting, scoring. Some people who are really passionate about football, you guys should be the ones who will be interested in this. Plus, Blocks Root I do recommend for people who like to play more fighting games, for people who have experience like games like this on their PS or on their any other device, or on any device like Nintendo, or like I see, like Legend of Zelda. It's a more exploring game, right? So this is, I think you can almost compare it to Legend of Zelda, but except Legend of Zelda is a more story based game, but I really have to say this, but it's more like a leveling up anime game with levels. Just like how you play different games like Genshin Impact, it's kind of like a copy of it, more like, but with levels. That's it. Otherwise, I would actually say it's a good game. I would say that it's more fun to play alone though. It's more fun to play by yourself and not with friends, because I would also say it's nice to spend time with them, but a game like that, I feel like it's totally wrong doing that. So the pros of touch football are that it's a football game and a friend game, and it's a game to level up your own stats and be the best. And you can try out new skills, you can do anything you want as long as you have everything under control. And as long as you're playing with the team, you can join clans, you can level up, but more in a sporty way and not in a fighting and anime game way. So for people who are anime enthusiasts, I really recommend it, because Blocks Fruit is really nice. So Blocks Fruit is good for fighting, and so let's just go serious. Blocks Fruit is more of with pros. It's a game that has fighting, it's a game in which you can level up, and it's a game in which you have fun. It's a game where you get more experience and you get to know more about the anime world, and you can level up as it goes. But as we get to the next level, it's gonna get harder, and you're gonna have to fight more focused, and you're gonna figure it around the way. Now, there is touch football's cons, and actually let's start with the pros. Touch football is a football game where you level up, join clans, and get to experiment the ball different ways and play with friends as the time goes. That is. Then you get to do many other things too. So Now, let's get to the cons of touch football and the cons of blocks fruits. So blocks fruit is really nice for, what do you say? It's really nice for almost everything, but blocks fruit is not a game to be overrated, and people talk way too much about it, and even in ads it's really weird. So like, you should never actually suggest playing something that's only anime related. For many people nowadays, anime might be a fun thing. Okay, so I can't disagree with them because it is not bad. Now, but I'm just saying that there are many other ideas of games and many others that they should be playing. So, like, why spend your time on a Roblox game when you can just go up on your PS and play an actual anime game with really high graphics? Now, the cons of touch football is that it's around the same match and you're gonna have to play a lot to improve, and it's gonna get really hard and you're gonna get really frustrated, and there's also many chances of losing, and it's not really a fun thing to do that. Now, let's finally discuss about why I rated blocks fruits overrated and touch football underrated. So to sum up everything, blocks fruit is more of an overrated game because people consider it way too much despite having the more con number, according to me. Over my more than 6 years of experience in Roblox, I think touch football is actually something that I recommend, something that I decide, something, it's my opinion. And plus, I don't think it's just mine. All the people who do play it, it's like an addicting game because it's always the new things that you can experience and not the same fighting NPCs and losing money and some random ass channel for talks about a normal game. Now, if you really want to know why I suggest playing touch football over blocks fruits, it's because I have more experience in touch football, and while I started getting interested in blocks fruits because of my friends' opinions, it turned out to be kind of like a nightmare. So I decided to quit, or else I still would be there. And it's kind of the same thing, and blocks fruit is so the biggest difference is, even though the biggest similarity and the biggest difference, the biggest similarity is that they both have leveling up in it, but the biggest difference is that blocks fruit takes a lot of time to do so, and touch football does much faster, because when you're a casual or normal player, the more you play and the more you do something that affects the whole gameplay, that changes your rank, and you get your own card and you get to see your status as an online player. That's really cool because blocks fruit does clearly not have that, and there are many C's, and that really confuses others. So that's why I would say that touch football is underrated and blocks fruit is overrated. So I know you might have different opinions on this, but I have discussed almost everything. That blocks fruit had a more anime approach and a more fighting approach over enjoying and having fun, though touch football had a more friendly approach and it had no base on any commercial or any known thing, and it was just clearly a known idea, and it's much more addicting and time consuming than blocks fruit. So that is something that really I love. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have similar doubts. So, like I said, you should try communicating to me on the comment section, and I'll surely read your comments. And if you have any games that I should compare between, I will surely take my time, play them, and I'll let you know. So, please, even if you don't want to like, even if you don't know my channel much, just comment down some games that I should compare, and I'll surely have some opinions that you will definitely like. So thank you, and see you in the next video. Peace out.